Start with meditation. So you're going to stabilize yourself. So you just watch the video. So use the video to visualize yourself as a soul. See yourself as this beautiful white point of light behind the eyes. I am a soul. I, the soul, speak. I, the soul, listen. I, the soul, smell and feel. I, the soul, am a driver of this car. I, the soul, create sanskars. Use the mind to think and the intellect to discern. I am the master of my mind, intellect, and sanskar. I choose what to think, what to feel. My original qualities are of peace, love, happiness, purity, knowledge, power. When I use my original qualities to perform actions, the return of those actions are positive and elevated. When I am aware of what I am thinking, what I am feeling, and what I am doing, I am able to create an elevated life. And this is the practice of RajYoga. Om Shanti. What is this practice of RajYoga meditation? So when we hear the word yoga, people outside, people outside think that yoga is sitting in a certain posture, doing certain exercises, like sitting with your legs like this and doing some exercises and postures like that. But that's not yoga. Okay, yoga is derived from the word yog, connection. So what are we connecting to? So in this practice, when we say Raj Yoga or Raj Yoga, what are we connecting to? So we are connecting to our true self and we are connecting to the Supreme Soul. And this is the practice of Raj Yoga. What is meditation? Meditation is derived from the word medere, which means to heal. You know, heal? When you're not well, you are healing. So meditation means healing. So in this practice of Raj Yoga meditation, we are healing ourselves by connecting to our true self and God. And what are we healing ourselves from? What is the disease that we have? What is the illness that we all have? Samita?
Algae.
Algae. So the disease of body consciousness. Algae. Okay? And we all have it to some extent or another. And this is the process of Raj Yoga meditation. So and remember the first day we discussed that this meditation is not just about sitting in one place and, sitting in a particular posture and, saying something or seeing light or, but it's more of creating an awareness. You know what is an awareness? It's creating thoughts on a very subconscious level while you're walking and moving around. So there are two things. One is a thought and the other is an awareness. Thought is created and awareness is always there. Like all of you have the awareness of your name. If I come in the middle of the night and wake you up, yes. If when I come in the middle of the night and wake you up and ask your name, will you have to think or you know it?
We know it.
You know it. If I come and, in your sleep, I wake you up and ask you, are you a boy or a girl? You know it, right? I ask you your home address, you know it. So these are your awareness. You don't have to think, oh, name is this or this. No, right? Intellect is not being used there. Oh, what is my name? It's an awareness. In the same way, if I come and wake you up in the middle of the night and ask you, are you a soul or a body? The answer should be soul. And how will that come? Is when you keep practicing that I am a soul. See, what happened is in the world, people talk about soul and spirit and, all these things, but nobody practices that I am a soul, right? Nobody practices. Because we are trapped in this body, I am the body, I am the name, I'm this, I'm that, I have to do this. So every time and all the time, we are busy in physical things, right? Doing, thinking, like we're constantly physically, oriented, physical orientation, right? On physical things, body, decorating the body and all that. So now we have to shift our awareness from body consciousness to soul consciousness. Now what happens is when I consider myself as a soul and I start performing actions in soul consciousness. When I consider myself as a soul and just sit in that awareness that I am a peaceful soul. What do I need to be peaceful? What does the soul need to be peaceful? Do you think you can go out there to, outside and buy like 1 pound of peace? Can you buy 1 pound of happiness? Can you go and buy love? No. These things cannot be bought. These things are not physical to be bought outside. These things are to be experienced. And when will I be able to experience it? When I am that. When I remind myself that I am this. Then even if someone else is not giving me, it doesn't matter because I am this. So what happens to the way I start living my life? It changes. So Raj Yoga is what do you call it? It's the discipline or the method in which we transform the way we live, the way we think. Okay? And this transformation happens again in two ways. One is when I sit and connect. So Think about it like, you have your phones and your iPads. There are two ways to charge your phone and iPad, no? One is connecting it to a computer or your laptop, and it takes power from the laptop, right? And it gets charged. And the other method is to connect it to the power point, right? The source of power. Which is the faster method to charge?
The power plug.
The power source, right? So the power source is the faster method to charge. What happens is we think of all of us as this energy sources, right? Or this batteries. And all of us as batteries or cell phones, okay? And we are used. So we are constantly in action, thinking, doing all that. And we slowly get discharged. And how do I know I get discharged? Like, how will I know that my cell phone or my iPad is getting discharged?
The symbol in the corner.
The symbol in the corner will say, oh, or it pops up, right? 10% remaining, 20% remaining. Now, when you see the 10%, 20%, what happens? Oh, I need to charge. And you run around and you need to charge. But do you think you have that urge to charge when it is like 50%, 60%, 40%? No, you're like, oh, I can still use it. There's still, right? But when it reaches that thing, low battery, that indication, low battery, low power mode or low battery, is when we look for charge and we want to charge it. How will I know that the battery of the soul is running low?
Because we feel exhausted, tired, mentally drained.
Yes. So when we feel exhausted, tired, mentally drained, when we do certain things and we repent later on, when we don't have control over what we speak, what we do, and then we feel sad and angry and sorry. These are the ways I know that my battery is getting drained. Now, you might see many people around you that you'll think that, oh, their battery is also drained, their battery is also drained. But maybe it's not reached a 20%. Their battery is drained, but they're still at a 25, 30%. And they're like, oh, okay, I can still survive things, I can still do. The urge to charge, the urge to transform my life, change my life, to be a better person comes when my battery is very close to 20, 15, 10%. And we want to make a difference in our life. We usually look at others and we want to change others. We want them to change. We want them to be, loving. We want them to understand me. We want them to, help me. And we are looking constantly outside at other people. How many times do we look inside and think that, okay, let me change? Let me change. Okay, let me change. Let me change the way I think. Let me change the way I feel. So this is the practice of Raju. Focusing on the self, that, okay, let me change. Let me give love. Okay, if they are not understanding me, you know what happens usually when someone gets angry, we get double angry. We raise our voice too. Then they raise their voice too. And then we raise our voice too, right? And we're like, oh, forget it. And you go in your room and close their door and you do whatever, right? So this is what we do. Is that soul consciousness or body consciousness?
Body consciousness.
100% body consciousness. If you are being, so say if your parents are saying something and if you are being stubborn about something, stubborn is, no, I want this, I will only do this, right? So if I'm being stubborn about something, is that soul consciousness, body consciousness?
Body. Body consciousness.
Body consciousness.
Body.
Right? If I am not giving regard or respect to others, so if someone is speaking and I'm cutting them and I'm speaking, is that soul consciousness, body consciousness?
Body. Body consciousness.
Body consciousness, right? So if I am expecting too much from the other person and I'm expecting them to change first, I'm expecting them to say sorry, Soul consciousness, body consciousness?
Body consciousness.
Body consciousness. Okay, so we do these things, right? We've been doing these things without even knowing, and we have been functioning based on body consciousness for such a long time. So now this is the practice that we adopt, and that's why I said that this is like a lifetime thing. If you really want to be happy and peaceful and loving, the awareness has to shift from body consciousness to soul consciousness. Because think of it, if you consider now, think of you as just this point of light. And even if you're in this gallery view, and if you're looking at the gallery view, you're not looking at the body, you just see point of light, point of light, point. Every window is a point of light. Can you recognize each other? Just point of lights? Will you be able to recognize each other? No. We are all the same. The moment there is body, we start recognizing, oh, this one is like this, tall, short, this hair, this eyes, that eyes. They are wearing this, there, right? All that is body consciousness. So our awareness has to shift from body to soul. And when you think of yourself as a soul, and everybody, your parents, your mom is a soul, dad has soul, your brother, sister, soul, your grandparents are soul. They're just playing the part of your mother, father, grandparents. They're just playing that part. How does that make you feel? They are also souls. They also have sanskars. They also have virtues, and they also have vices. Everybody, but it's different, right? Different proportions of each one. How does that make you feel? Just knowing that everyone around you is soul, they have virtues, they also have algae, and they are playing their part, and they are creating their sanskar, and they are thinking and feeling and everything just like me. How does that make you feel? Does that make you feel anything?
For me, like it kind of feels that I guess we're all the same kind of, like we all have the same, like we're all like equals, like I guess kind of, right? That because they have the same things we have, like they also have their worries and happy moments, like that type of
Absolutely.
thing.
Yeah. Sanket?
And also, like, no one would think as each other unique. No one would say, like, you're unique or special or anything.
Yes, and each one. So even though we are all same, but we are unique in our own ways because our sanskars are different. Okay, even though we are all souls, but we are still, um, different. Okay, so very nice question came up in the chat. Are sanskars like destiny? Whatever actions I choose to perform becomes my destiny. So yes, through my sanskars, I'm creating my destiny. Like in the video, you watch Mahatma Gandhi and Nelson Mandela, right? How did they create their destiny to be Mahatma Gandhi and Nelson Mandela? Because they carried those sanskars in their life, right? They were, um, they were following certain disciplines and virtues in their life, and that's what made their destiny. So when I choose, and we all have a choice, do you think in life, is there any time that we don't have a choice? We always have a choice. Our parents tell us 100 things. Do we follow all 100 of them?
No.
No, we don't. We choose which one I want to follow, what I want to listen to you. And then if something goes wrong, we blame them. I listen to you and see this happen to me. But who chose to listen to this thing?
You.
You did. So who is responsible if something happens?
You are.
You are. Okay. So we always choose, but we start blaming everybody else for everything that happens in our life. So I have to start thinking now that, okay, let me, because I'm choosing, I, the soul, I'm choosing, let me take the responsibility of what is happening in my life and not keep blaming others. So if someone irritates you, who is getting irritated?
You are.
You are. Okay. So who is getting irritated? You, the soul, are getting irritated. Will you say that, oh, you are irritating me, or I am getting irritated?
Mm, I am getting irritated
I am.
since you chose to be irritated.
Yeah,
You
you
get
chose.
that you chose to.
Exactly. Huh? You chose to be irritated. Now the same person could come and try to do the same thing to me. I will not get irritated, right? But you get irritated. So it's like, all of us have given the, what is, the remote control, the TV remote control. No, it's called a remote control, right? So it's like you sit in front of the TV and you start changing channels, right? It's like you have given the remote control of your life in someone else's hand, and they are changing your channels. Oh, I want to see this in you, and they press 2, and you give them that. And then I want to say, and they say a certain thing to you, and you behave that way. So who is the master? Are you the master, or they the master?
They're the master.
Yeah.
They are the master. Do you like them to be the master, or you want to be the master?
I would probably want to be the master.
Who wants to be the master? Raise your hand.
Self.
You want to be the master? So whatever others say about you, whatever others say that, oh, you are like this, you don't, right? You remind yourself that, oh, I am a peaceful soul. Peace is my original religion. Huh? Peace is my true nature. So immediately stabilize yourself in this state of peace. Remember, there is a thin line between stabilizing, which is called self-respect, and ego or arrogance. It's not being arrogant that, you don't know me. Oh, no, not that kind of a feeling, but it's more coming from a place of truth. Arrogance is not true. Arrogance is not true. Arrogance will never take us up. Arrogance will always bring us down. Arrogance will never create friends. Arrogance will always create enemies. Okay? But truth will make friends. So we spoke about the power supply, right? We as batteries, and we connect to the source of the power supply. So who do you think the source of the power supply is? Lalitesh?
Yours.
Virtues.
Who is the source of all those virtues? Who do you think would have all these virtues and everything? Siddharth?
Papa? God?
Siddharth?
Yeah, just about to say the same thing they said. God, yeah.
God. So, so God is the one who has all these virtues. Okay, and God is the source of all these virtues that we have. And that's why God is called the ocean. It's like an ocean, right? Ocean of love, ocean of peace, okay? Ocean of
virtue.
happiness, ocean of virtues. Does the ocean ever deplete? Does the ocean ever get over? No, right? The ocean is always there. So what do you think God feels like? Samita and then Dheeraj.
I think he's always feeling happy and very bright because if he has all the virtues, that means he's just like very happy and light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dheeraj?
He would like be happy, peaceful, and he'd be like all the virtues.
Mm-hmm. Good. What else? What does God feel like?
God feels powerful.
Powerful. Yes, Skull. What does God feel like?
Powerful.
Powerful. Okay. Sankeet?
Positive.
Positive. Okay. So when we think of, okay, Sanvi, yeah,
Powerful and positive.
powerful. Good. So when we think of God as this, so when we think of God as this powerful, always happy, and all virtuous and loving and peaceful and all this, right? And then on one side, we have heard stories or people telling us that, oh, if you do this, God will punish you and God will do this to you. Do you think God does bad things? So if he's the ocean of love and ocean of peace, can God ever get angry?
Yeah.
If he's the ocean of peace, someone is the ocean of peace, can that person ever get angry?
No, but
No, right? So so God never gets angry because he is the ocean of peace. God never punishes us. So what happens when we do something wrong? Why does wrong happen to us? Or sometimes we don't even do anything wrong and bad things happen to us, and I think, oh, what did I do? Bad things are happening to me.
doesn't
Why?
it get angry if we do something
Can
wrong?
you all speak a little louder? I'm not able to hear you all well. Yes, who
Um,
was answering? Yeah, David, who was answering?
I was saying, what if we do something bad and then doesn't he get angry?
No, so God can never get angry, na? Because he's the ocean of peace. Someone who's an ocean of unlimited peace, like ocean of peace, that soul can never get angry. So God doesn't punish us. So what happens? How do we feel that, Samita?
I think it's karma.
It is the law of karma. Yesterday we saw law of karma. Yeah. So it is the law of karma. If we do something wrong, it will come back to us. And many times we think that, oh, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't beat anybody. I didn't do this. I didn't, steal. I didn't. But even if you're doing it in your thoughts, you're still doing it. Even if you're creating thoughts, bad thoughts about someone, it's like you're still doing it. Okay. And that's why we feel the punishment or sorrow. All right. So God doesn't punish, God doesn't get angry, God doesn't do bad things. What about the world? People think that, oh, God causes floods and tsunamis, and God does this, and God creates you know thunderstorms and all these things. Do you think God is creating all these things? No, these things are natural. Okay, natural things that happen.
There's a
So
difference between God and nature.
there's a difference between God and nature. Okay, now
Be a
what
man
about,
made.
huh?
Made like everything, like thunderstorms and things like that. A man.
Yeah, so those things are man-made, right? So because of us, there is pollution. Because of what we do, there is, the ozone layer is depleting, right? Because of our actions. And then we say, oh, God is causing all this. No, right? We have done certain things, and that's why things are happening in the nature. So where do you think God is?
In our hearts.
So if you think God is in our heart, and this ocean of love and ocean of peace is in my heart, how should I be like?
Peaceful all the time?
Huh?
Peaceful all the time?
Peaceful all the time. Are we peaceful all the time?
No.
No. And think about it, if God is really in our heart, and heart is a physical organ, right? And people get heart attack. So God getting heart attack? No, right? And then some people have heart transplant. No, they change their heart. The heart doesn't work, and they change the heart. So that means that it's gone now. No, right? So the soul is also not in the heart, and God is also not in the heart. Okay, heart is a physical organ. So where do you think God is, Samita?
In heaven.
In heaven. So do you think? What do you think? God is. Where is heaven?
In the sky.
In the sky up there. And what happens in heaven? What do you
We
think
are,
goes on up there? Huh?
we are with
They-
God.
Sorry, what?
We are spending time with God in heaven.
Okay. What
I
else?
guess, yeah, like everyone's happy and everything in heaven.
Yeah. So
It's
everyone
like a
is
place of
happy in
happiness,
heaven.
I guess. Like
Yeah.
everything that's good.
Everything good is in heaven. So someone showed this that God is up there, right? And we say that heaven is up there somewhere, and we look into that tomorrow. But just to understand God today, so God is not everywhere. Okay, He is not in. Like people say that, oh, God is everywhere. He's in the table. He's in the chair. He's in air. He's in the leaves. He's in the trees. He is not everywhere, right? Like one person is in one place, right? Can't be everywhere. So God is not everywhere. He is not in us. He's not in us. He's not in all of us. God is not in you. God is not in me. We have the virtues of God in us, but not God in us. Okay. So God, or the supreme soul, what do you think God looks like? When we say God or supreme soul or Bhagwan, what do you think God looks like? Ishan?
I think he's kind of like as a soul, like a point of light, because he doesn't have any anger nor frustration. It's just peace and love.
Okay, Samita?
he's like a soul, but he's brighter than us. Like he's more powerful and more bright.
Both right answers. Yes. So God is a soul, point of light, because he's the ocean of all that. And because God is the ocean of all the virtues, he's a little brighter than us. Okay, so God doesn't have a physical body. Is God male, female? No. We call different names, right? We say God, we say Almighty Father, some people say Allah, some people say Jehovah, some people say, Bhagwan and Paramatma or Ishwar, right? We use all these different names for God. These are all different names. All religions use different names for God, but God
I
is
have a
one.
question.
Yes, Sanvi.
If the point of light is in our forehead, why don't we always stay happy?
Because we forget that I am the point of light, because we forget that I am peaceful, and there's a layer. I think you missed day 2, right? You missed second day of class. So there is a layer of anger, greed, attachment, ego, all these vices and weakness on the soul. So because we forget that, we don't stay happy. So there's body consciousness. That's why we don't stay happy. Yes, Kal?
Algae.
Algae.
One quick thing.
Yeah.
Algae on the soul is sort of like real algae on a droplet of water.
Yeah. And it looks dirty, no? Algae looks dirty. So someone asked a question, what about Buddha, Christ? Are they God? Christ, Buddha, um, they are not God. They are religious founders, right? They established religion, right? So Buddhism was established by Buddha, Christianity by Christ, right? Muhammad, Islam. So they are not God. They are religious founders. They never call themselves God. They call themselves as children of God or messengers of God, right? They never said that I am God.
It's
Christ
just
never
that
said I am God.
it's just that people get confused and think, oh, they said this and then that.
Yeah, they said this, they said this, they are the closest to God, and then people start worshipping them or remembering them as God. Sangeet,
I know the messengers of God, like God, Krishna, and yes, there are
so
many.
yeah, so there are two things,
The
right? One,
messengers of God.
yeah, so messengers of God versus deities. Okay, there are two things. Christ, Buddha, all this is messengers of God. And in Hindu, in Hindu, this thing we have Krishna, Ram, Lakshmi, Narayan, all these Hanuman, Ganesh, like all these so many names of deities, Durga, this, right? All those are deities. Are deities God? How many gods are there? How many gods can be there? How many supreme souls can be there? Show
There's
me a
only
number.
one, but he's in different forms.
So Sankeet, you raised your hand for something.
I also was gonna say one.
One. So how many gods can be there? One. Okay. One God. But then we say there are different forms of that one God. Okay. Um, God doesn't take how many forms can be there of so there how many forms can be there of Sister Sonia?
One.
One.
You are your unique one.
Unique one, right? One. So when we say God is one and God is the supreme soul or point of light, can there be any more forms of that point of light? There's only one form. Okay. So deities, then who is Krishna, Ram? Because we thought that, oh, Ram, Krishna, all these people are forms of God, but they are called deities. Okay. Deities means that human beings with divine virtues. Deities have bodies. All deities have bodies. Krishna has body. Ram has body. Everyone has a body. So anyone who has a body is not God. God doesn't have a body.
Is he a ghost?
Huh?
Is he a ghost?
No, he's the soul point. Okay, he's point of light. So let me show you how God looks like. But what is a ghost? Ghost is nothing but uh,
It's energy. It's only energy. It's
ghost is energy, right?
Those
So all of us,
are real.
yeah,
Ghosts
all of us are ghosts for that matter then. Okay. So ghost is nothing but a soul who doesn't have a physical body but is just roaming around, right? Like that. So then all of us become ghost.
Well, let me have a
Okay.
better way to put it. Okay, so let's say, somebody left body. Oh no. Okay, they're going to a different body. So while they're going, let's say it takes them 3 days to get a new, like, to find a new body. So in that 3 days, they are a ghost because like
Yeah.
they're just wandering.
They're just
How
human
many of you
energy. They're nothing else.
they're
Because
just energy.
they
Yeah.
can't be created or
They
destroyed.
can't do anything. They're just there. Okay? Sankeet? Yes.
You said no. Has anyone like seen God?
Mm.
Then how do they
Has
know what God looks like?
Yeah, so has anyone seen God? How do we know God looks like? Has anyone seen the soul? No. Has anyone seen thoughts? No. Has anyone seen wind? No.
Feel
Has anyone seen energy?
No.
No. But how do we know these things exist?
we feel it.
Because we feel it. Okay? So same thing, God, we feel and experience God. So how do I know as point of light, right? We can see God and experience God in meditation, not with these eyes. These are physical eyes. Physical eyes can't see energy. Physical eyes can't see many things. Okay, but we have something called the third eye, which is the third eye of knowledge. It's called the inner eye or the third eye, and with that third eye we feel and realize God. Okay. uh Samita, yeah.
So is it possible for the soul to leave the body? And once it does, can it come back?
Yes, it comes back. But remember this, that a human soul, so we are all human souls, right? So when we leave body, we come back in human body only. We don't come back as an animal, dog, cat, and all those things. We come back as humans only. Even in our previous birth, we were a human only. Think about it. What sanskar does a cat have?
Eating fish and
Meow.
What
eating
sanskar does a dog have?
barking.
Barking. So if you left body and you came into this body, what should you have done?
Bark.
If you were a dog?
I would have been on all fours and crawling all over the place.
Yeah, right. So we don't have those sanskars. Do we have sanskars of any animal?
No.
Do we have sanskar? No, right? So because we didn't have that birth. So human soul always takes human body. It's like a mango seed always will grow into a mango tree. Will a mango seed grow into an apple tree one day or decide, oh no, I don't like being mango, I want to become apple today? No,
I
na?
have a question.
So what
Okay,
I was
1 minute. Raise your hands if you have questions so I can see you. So 1 minute. Ishan has been raising and then I'll come back to Samhita and Eva.
I was gonna say that maybe God is kind of like abstract because, or anything of our soul, it's abstract. Even though we feel it, it's still kind of like abstract because we can't see it. We can only feel it. We can't actually do anything with it.
So, like this word or this term called abstract. So we created this term like abstract for things that, for science created this word abstract for things that were beyond our comprehension, right? Because science believes what we see, right? We believe what we see. But seeing is not 100% accurate all the time, right? And there are things beyond our comprehension, and the soul, supreme soul, and all this is that, right? So when I say that, if we say that the soul is abstract, it it totally kind of you know destroys our whole this thing that, okay, then what are sanskars and why do we feel this or why do we go through this, right? So the soul is real, it cannot be abstract. The soul is real and the soul is who we all are. And because the soul is real, and we know that like you watched in the movie, that we all carry these different sanskars, right? And we see these stories of child prodigies or someone who's born and then from a very young age they have these sanskars of like playing the best piano, or this thing like a 3-year-old is dancing and singing and all that, right? So beautifully. So where is all that coming from? They are sanskars from previous births, no? So the soul is real, and just as the soul is real, God is real. God cannot be abstract. God or supreme soul, right? We call supreme soul because God is also a soul, but just supreme because God is the ocean. The ocean just signifies that supreme. So God is supreme because he's the ocean of all the virtues. So God is real. The reason we say that, oh, this is abstract, because we don't see it. But again, we don't see our thoughts. Are thoughts abstract? Thoughts create our destiny, right? We don't see wind. Is wind abstract? No, right? We don't see so many things, but they are there.
if my soul left my body, can it return into the same body?
Not the same one. No, different one.
Oh,
Different
okay.
one. Yeah. Because what happens when the soul leaves the body becomes dead. What do people do with dead bodies?
Burn them up, bury them.
Right? So
Or
how can
do
it come
some
back to
other,
the same?
or do some other
For how
whatever.
long do they keep that body? No, not that long. So it doesn't. Very rare cases, very rare cases, we've heard of stories where people talk about this, that they could see that the soul has left the body and they experienced God, and then they came back in the same body, and when they come back in the same body, it's like a new life for them. They start realizing and they start devoting their life for something greater, right? Because it's a big realization that, oh, what am I even doing with this life? So yes, we do hear stories, and some people, some souls have come back into the same body, but not everybody does. No. Eva?
So my question was, do plants have a soul? Since people do say that plants are living beings, but do they have souls?
So animals have a soul, plants are living, but see, the soul of an animal is different from the soul of a human being, right? The qualities are different. So same thing, even though we say that plants are living beings, but plants don't move, right? Physically, right? So they are different. So in nature, so see, when we look at nature around us, animals, plants, or if we look in the world out there, so there are different qualities of souls and quality of living things out there, right? So each one has a different purpose and each one is different. So human souls, and that's why we say, right, that human beings are the highest, Why? Because we have an intellect. Do plants have an intellect? We speak, right? So we are able to communicate with each other through speech. We are able to discern. So we are the highest in the what do you call, uh, the food chain or whatever, right?
What's an intellect?
Huh?
What's an intellect?
What is intellect? Intellect is a part of the soul that decides, okay, good or bad, should I do it, not do it, right? So that is intellect that decides. Okay. So so where is God? God is not everywhere. God is up there. So when we think of God, he's up there. He's beyond this world, in this world of light, and that's where God is. So what does he do sitting up there? What do you think God does sitting up there?
He watches and gives us all good virtues.
He watches and gives us good virtues. What else does he do? Sitting up there?
He helps us face problems.
He helps us face problems, right? So God is the source, right? It's like you have the energy source, it's there, it's always there, energy is always flowing through it, right? If I access it, I receive power from it. If I don't access it, it's still there. So God is the supreme source of energy who's there for us, full of all virtues and always radiating all these virtues and ready to give us power and love and peace and whatever I need. Whatever the soul needs, the soul needs. Okay. If I need a new dress, God will not be able to give me a new dress. Okay. If I need a new pair of shoes or a skateboard or something like that, God will not give me that. Suddenly it will not appear in front of me. Oh, right? So God gives the soul. God doesn't give the body. So God gives the soul whatever the soul needs, like the virtues. Okay. So the source of energy is there, always giving. Now, if I connect to that source, I will receive power. I will receive. But if I'm not connected to the source, will I receive? But if I'm always connected to other people like other laptops, I'm not receiving. Are you understanding? So how do I connect to God? Samita?
By meditating.
By meditation. So we connect through our thoughts. So think of your thoughts as this light, as this chain of this thing going and connecting to God. Do you know the word telepathy? You know telepathy? Like when you think of someone and the person calls you, you think of someone and you feel that person right next to you and you feel, right? So connecting to God through our thoughts will give us the experience of God. Okay. Should we do a meditation now? Let's do a meditation. Let's see how you feel. Okay.
Say that you were going to show a picture of God.
Yeah, I'll show you a picture.
The world drama, or world history, is the collective play of all the individual parts of the soul actors.
So this is the Supreme Soul. You see this light? This is the Supreme Soul. And this is all of us, little points of light. All of us as souls. Okay? And this is the Supreme Soul.
Why are all of us shaped like that? Like, why are we in that position?
Okay, we will understand that when we I'm trying to okay. We will understand there's a lot more in this course. We are only talking about things that you can practice immediately and right, but the like in Brahma Kumaris or in RajYoga, it's a constant study, it's a lifelong study. So it's more like an advanced thing that why are we are not, but we are all points of light. And then so we are all points of lights, and this is all I need to know for now. Okay, it's like when you're in school, you know, just for that grade, right? You don't study for high school and middle school, right? So right now you are still in kindergarten or what is it, first, second, third grade. So we'll talk about first, second, third grade knowledge. Huh? All that is more of advanced. So there are some questions in the chat.
Sister, can I say something if you don't mind?
Yeah.
I don't know if you covered this or not, but I know because somebody was asking about God. So one of the things is that God doesn't take human form. So God doesn't come onto earth and take birth, right? That's what differentiates humans from like the soul from a supreme soul. But that's what makes him God. That's what somebody was saying.
Yeah. So why is God always the ocean? Because God doesn't come and take birth in this world, right? Like we know stories of the deities take birth, right? The deities have bodies and they take birth. God or the religious founders took birth, but God doesn't take birth. Huh? So that's why he's the ocean of all the virtues, right? So tomorrow we'll talk about this world drama a little bit, but for now we'll do a meditation on God and just try to connect to that source of unlimited supply of virtues.
What's
Okay,
your homework?
your homework is 1 second. So your homework is to continue the practice of soul, but also to remember that I, the soul, am a child of God. So today you will move around with this awareness that I am God's child. How does it make you feel that I am the child of the most powerful of God?
Happy.
And powerful, no? Happy and powerful not in the sense that I can move a mountain or I can do this and do that, but powerful in the sense that okay, I can change, I can the soul power. So that power. So let's do a meditation. I'm going to project a picture of so this right here is the Supreme Soul. So sit comfortably. And allow your body to be quiet and still. Breathe in the light of peace and let your body relax. Relax your toes and legs and shoulders. Breathe in peace and relax the body. Think I am a soul, a tiny star of light. I am a star of peace. I, the soul, sit behind the middle of my forehead. I am a tiny star of peace. Now I send a thought upwards, past the sun, moon, and stars, to a beautiful and peaceful world. This is where God resides. I visualize Him as a tiny soul who is the ocean. An ocean always gives. Rays of peace are radiating from the Supreme Soul. I can take as much as peace as I want. God is the unlimited ocean of peace. I enjoy and absorb that light of peace. I feel very safe. I'm still. I'm a soul. I'm peace. See yourself being wrapped in peace. And now come back. Slowly breathe in and breathe out. Wiggle your toes. Move your shoulders. And now look around. Let yourself shine as a star of peace. Om Shanti.